Well, welcome to the stream, guys. Back to the Mars base build. I've missed this build. I've really been missing doing this. I've been dreaming about it and all sorts, and I want to come back to it. So that's what we're doing. Welcome to the stream. Everybody just joined us. Stu's in here, already waiting. Makaz was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here now. Zeron's here at the moment. Welcome, Zeron. And we also have a certain Adam with us. Say hello, Adam.
Hello, Adam.
Yep, he's here. Yeah. So Mars build it is. We've not done this for a little while because we've been doing the competitive survival, which I think we've cleared to stink up with Trent and Nova. But you know, they've been talking big words. See if they can swallow them. AJ Murray, you alright? 07 all. What's that? Mistype? Adam, are you carrying on in what you're doing, or are you joining us in the Mars build?
I'm gonna join.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, dog. Do I need to invite you? I can't remember.
Don't know.
Let me do it anyway. There we go. So yeah, last time on the Mars base build, we put this turret on the wall after we put these solars around. And if I remember rightly, we was meant to be putting solar farms around the side, give oxygen. Yeah. And instead we then put solar panels and then did a turret, because that's what you do when you're trying to do something else. But this turret was awesome. Look at it. That sits there awesome. And that's not hard mounted. That is actually on a piston. The drops moves out of the way. Anything we need to finish is the plate that comes up in its place. That's out of the way. So we need to finish that. Unfortunately, symmetry mode works so far. Once you start using rotors or pistons, you can no longer use symmetry. So we have to do this every one of the 4 places. We've already got one here, so it's free to go. And then the same again for the door that's going to close up in its place. But I think first of all, make sure this one works perfectly how we want it to before we go duplicating it around, because that makes sense. So we'll carry on with that door. However, I do also want to make sure these solar farms fit in and look good. That was the original idea. So I might actually start placing them now and then build after that. Got a certain amount of ducting to fit in as well for those, as well as for this turret. That could make sense doing it that way. I kind of want to do the solar farms now because I think it will look good and it needs to be done, but at the same time I kind of want to get the turret fitted. So I'm at 2 minds now which one to do first. But what I have noticed in the top right corner of my screen, I've got unsafe grids for some reason. I don't remember that being there last time. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's the advanced rotor. So what is unsafe about it? Must be the rotor that's under this. Okay. Let's find out what's going on here. In here, there's a rotor and fast rotor. Okay. Unsafe about it. Fork, maybe? I can't see anything there to do that. That one usually comes up with pistons when you put the strength up above 100,000, I guess.
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe it is the torque or the braking force. Can't be the shear inertia tension, surely. Hello. That. Oh, there you go. I turned that off. It's twisted slightly. And the warning's gone off. Perhaps it wasn't sitting flush. That's causing stress on it. Interesting. We had that last time. So the current angle is 2 degrees. So obviously it's not, but it should be. It should be 0. Perhaps it just needs to be used. But it's just loaded in incorrect. Put that on. I hold it to 0. And now we have the unsafe grids. That is strange. The inertia tension seems to do the job to hold it, but then it's unsafe for some reason. Okay, let's activate it. If I remember rightly, we're using timer blocks. NW2, that'd be it. It was, yep, so we'll trigger that. Bit of a wobble everywhere. It's, if I remember rightly, we reloaded the game towards the end of the last, and we found it wobbled a lot more than it did before we saved the game. There's obviously something going on between save. Well, Once you're into the instance of the game where you place the blocks, they work great, and then when you save and load up again, they don't work properly anymore. That seems to be what's going on. But it's now at minus 45 degrees. Zeron, who is your favourite military commander during World War II? Oh, I didn't know any, so I haven't got one. I wasn't around then.
It sounds like a school question.
Yeah. You do it. Are you trying to get to your homework?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I think I'm going to turn Adam up because I don't think he's very loud.
Probably not. Oh.
Doing that, I think I've just sold all my volumes. Right. Actually, it would seem that my volumes have messed up today.
Have they?
There we go. Oh, there you go. Lovely Windows sound to let me know I've just turned the volume up. Thank you very much.
Typical.
Admiral Yamamoto. Great. Cool. Thank you. Did he go to Mars?
Sounds Japanese.
Yeah. Was he kamikaze?
Mr. Roboto.
Mr. Roboto, he is my favourite. Okay, let's see where this advanced rotor ends up. Wow, that's...
God.
Yeah. But it's a current angle 0 now, so we've got the warning. We still have the warning.
Probably bouncing around for me.
Wow, that was weird. The shift F1 it gave me that. Okay. Let's find out if we can sort this out. Let's turn off the shared inertia tensioner. That's now twisted at 2 degrees. Now let's trigger the timer and see how it runs. Well, it still hits the wall.
It looked like it, yeah.
We can always put a slope block there, I suppose.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense, wouldn't it? Let's make sure I've got the symmetry on. Collect the colour. Get rid of that block, that one. That one. Make these a bit more in keeping with what's happening here, because it could end up badly if you do it correctly. That gives us a bit more room to play with. And it still seals okay because we're going to put the blast blocks level up to here. That's good. Okay, we need to stop this flex that's going on. Let's have a look at the actual pistons themselves. Ah, they haven't got the share inertia tension enabled, which they did when we saved it.
Is it something? Didn't we figure this out last time?
Yeah, so it's not
turns
saving.
it off.
Yeah, it's not saving that, is it? That could be the problem then. Figure now. Yeah, no more wobble.
That was loads better.
There you go. We still have the unsafe grids. It's now both the pistons upper and lower. Doesn't tell. Oh, there you go. Too many other issues. Too many something then. That was interesting. Show all warnings, well, eh? Waiting for present. Graphics issues. Waiting for present. Okay. Blocks issues. Blocks update. Update of individual blocks. Too many blocks in the world. Oops. Grids update. Update of ship systems, excluding oxygen, gyroscopes, conveyors. Okay. Oxygen system. Update oxygen system. Too many or too large pressurized areas. Oops. That ain't changing.
Nope.
Physics. Too many individual objects interacting with each other. Okay, and then the static grids. Well, never mind. You'll have to get used to that, because this is what Space Engineers is about. But yeah, that looks straight there now. And have we still got that rotor actually set? Let's have a look. No, it hasn't got inertial tensioner, and it's at 0 this time, so that works. Let's put this shared tensioner on. Do have that warning. Let's just leave that for now. A little red thing in the corner. You know what? Let's just get rid of it. No warnings in game, I think. There you go. I don't want to know. It's broken anyway.
Can't see it, it's not there.
It's not there. Ignorance is bliss. So there we go. Let's get this cover working now. Let's get the cover come up in place when this isn't here. Let's drop this down. Oh. What did I just do? Did I hit the timer block? I'm sure I hit the timer block. I could swear I did the timer. I did do the timer, didn't I?
I think so.
Didn't trigger the other timer block. Oh, you guys upset towards keen new policy? This new policy? Have I missed something?
Didn't even know there was a new policy.
Neither did I. It seems that Rosa didn't want to work that time. The Rota's decided it's not going to work. Is that Keen's new policy? We're not going to fix things anymore. Okay, turn it. Ah, the inertial tensioner is now stopping it from rotating. That must be a new bug. Okay, we'll leave that off then. It was working anyway, so that's good. Okay, that's cool. Well, kind of. Let's now get the one of these to appear there after this has dropped down. So, where should we take it from? We could go from this side, maybe. That would make sense.
What are you thinking? Bringing it across and then up?
Possibly, yeah. I think pistons, no rotors. Just two pistons.
Yeah.
One or more than two, wouldn't it be? I think. It's only three across, so no, I could get away with two. So one to go across, one to go up.
Yeah, and you don't need to go up much.
Yeah. The only problem is, I'd have to have quite a few timer blocks because the close and the open will be different. It's not like this one, we've managed to time it in order. This one actually is the reverse. When we're closing it, we need to do the horizontal piston before the vertical. But when we're opening it, we need to do the vertical before the horizontal. So we're going to have to do it in two different ways. Yes.
Apparently the new policy is keeping everything hush-hush. But they've been out for a while.
They have done for a while. They've not told us anything. Every single update is we're preparing for the next major update, and it's been like 2 months nearly since the last major update, isn't it?
About that, yeah.
So yeah, it used to be a major update every month, but nah. But yeah, keep it hush hush, no problems with that. As long as they do what they're saying they're going to do, that's cool. I've got faith. I mean, the game's still good anyway, even with the problems, it's still good fun.
Oh, yeah.
I think the piston idea, we can bring down 4 blocks, that gives us room here. 1, 2, 3, then a 4th it's at. So if we at least run the piston from this wall here,
yeah.
Does it line up? It's line up from there, isn't it? The piston could sit here.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, so stick a piston there. I think that'll start. Oh, let's stick some blocks off of it first. The piston isn't going to sit that far back, is it? At least we know where we're marking the piston. The upwards piston will be centered. So a block is sitting on, and then the piston itself, which is extended by 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, the piston will sit there. That makes sense.
Probably quite follow.
Like that. It's not in the way of that anyway. The only problem is now the height is the issue, because I've gone from the bottom of the top of the piston to the bottom of the piston. That platform needs to come down by 4 blocks. It's 1, 2. We're gonna do 3 blocks instead of 4, so that's okay. The piston needs to be 2 underneath of that when it's retracted. So yeah. 1, 2. So I do need to go down by 2, don't I? Yep. I need to mess that one up. So it needs to go there, not where I've put it. Now, if I do that, that means we're going to have a problem clearance of this. I think we might do. Because it's going to come out to here.
It'll be very close.
It will be very close. In fact, no, it will hit. It's still not clear in that. You need to go 1, 2, 3, 4 back. It will sit out to here. Oh no, actually, that'll be alright. I think that'll be okay. Let's build it. Kind of map that in my head. I think it works. We don't need to have any connections here, so I'll worry about making this a conveyor, but I will keep that as minimal as possible by putting one of these blocks.
Kaz has an idea.
And then let's put that on there. Rotate a turret 90 degree and place next piston on the same rotating platform but 90 degrees off. You know what? That is actually genius.
It's definitely line up.
The only problem is the rotation arm needs to be longer for that to work. That's quite a short arm, because at the moment, if you stand up in this corner and look straight down,
yeah,
you can see there'll be a certain amount of clipping involved. Pretty sure you would clip through here. There's no way I can get a platform in here without it being in the way. But that was an awesome idea, and if that had been suggested before I did this, I would have gone with it. Because we could have then put the rotor further back and had that longer arm outwards, and that would have come round more. Yeah, that would have been good. We could have had like one go off that way, one go off this way, and on the end of each one you'd have the piston like that. The only problem is it would have to be 180 degrees, not 90. No, 90 would do, wouldn't it? We've got 45 degrees at the moment, that's right. Oh yeah, so yeah, we're doing 45 degrees at the moment, aren't we? So if you made it 90 degrees, it would work. Well, it would be close because it would actually knock the side of that, but there were going to be blast door blocks anyway, so yeah, change that to 90 degrees would work. We did originally have that at 90 degrees, but we changed it because we didn't want it clipping the sides over here.
Yeah.
So a bit of timing management, we might be able to get away with that.
Want to give it
so
a go?
Yeah, might do, yeah. I mean, that's going to be 90 degrees. It's going to have to literally be the same as that, but coming out this way, isn't it? Okay, let's give it a go before I do anything else. See, again, another example of why streaming and playing this game is better than playing it on your own. Because you get lots of other input and ideas. Many heads are better than one.
But I have crazy ideas when I'm at work. I'm supposed to be working.
Bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
On stream space engineers, it's terrible.
You get bored at work, you just start thinking.
Yeah.
That's my new project I'm doing.
Oh, actually, I think I've just found a problem. I think I might have just found a problem. We're using that piston down there and that piston there to get the height. This platform is going to have 2 pistons to get that height. So that's going to sit about here, which means when that goes up, this is going to hit under here, so it won't work.
Nope.
Let's just do the math on that a second. That's the one that's going to add the height. So on here you're going to have 4. That's going to take us up to... Let's just put it on here. So that's the first piston when it's retracted. This is the second piston when it's retracted. Then you've got the platform itself. And then it'll be a little bit more on top of that because the pistons are slightly longer than 2. So a little bit higher than that, only just a slightly, fraction. When that lifts by the 3.5 blocks, I think that's lifting by.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.5. Ooh, it might work.
I don't know.
What I'm gonna do, we know that's 5 blocks. Let's get rid of these and trigger it to go up a second. But I'm gonna have to get rid of these as well, aren't I? Right, let's... Oh, did I just do that? What happened there? There's a bit of lag and then a block fell. I think I must have deleted the wrong block with the lag. Or was that you, Adam?
No comment.
Oh, it was you. Alright, okay.
Okay, it's just a random piston head.
Oh, it's because I'm doing stuff in Symmetry. Yeah, forget about that. Don't worry about it. Right, let's trigger that now so that goes up into place. Right, so we need to be able to get 5 blocks on top of here without it hitting anything. 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's not going to work. Good idea, and it probably could have worked if we had planned this initial device a bit better. But no, that's not going to work. I don't want to add any more pistons to the equation, so I think I'll go with what we was doing just now. And that was a pain setting that up and getting the timing right. So we'll keep with what we got and go back. Good idea though, Makaz. I wouldn't have tried it if it wasn't. Tricking out. Oh, well, it's lovely now, especially in the slope blocks. That's really just finished that off. Are you on clean up, Adam? If you've gone round to get rid of all the blocks that have just fallen?
Yeah. Kaz was asking if you can turn the mic down a bit. Apparently you're a bit loud.
Can I turn the music down a little?
Mic. Oh, music. Oh,
could you turn music a little lower? Let's have a look what it's on. It is a little on the loud side, isn't it? You
just did say your settings are a bit all over the place.
Well, I've put them to what they should be, but it does sound a bit louder, to be honest, isn't it?
I can't hear it. I don't got any music on.
I'm also a bit further from the mic than I usually am. That doesn't help. Let's leave like that in. That's cool. Is that better, guys? Good. Right. So that block that I removed, well, the one that Adam removed was the one I wanted to keep. Oh, right. Where is it? It was no comment there, and it was 2 down. So I think that one, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the block on top. Yes, that was it. And then 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, block on the end. Yep, that's right. So let's put the piston on the end of this. Let's go for that angle block again. So it takes up as little room as possible, just in case there is any closeness between these two when they're operating, because I want them to be fairly close to each other, so there's no large holders sitting there for too long. As soon as that comes down, I want this to be in there as soon as possible so that it's covered. That's the only problem. We're not going to be able to get it to fit here. The blast door blocks will, they'll be fine, but in the middle you've got to have a normal block, otherwise you won't be able to connect it to the head. That's not going to fit underneath that. And we have to go from 1 to... Oh, actually, no, I've done that way too high. Because this is where the block's going to sit when it's neutral. It has to go up to 2.5 blocks. We can bring that down 1 more, and then we'll have no problems hitting that. Yeah, let's bring it down 1 more. Trial and error. Best way of learning.
Ow.
So let's start that there. There. Double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Awesome. Okay, let's give that a try. There's certainly quite a bit of lag in this game at the moment, and it's definitely because of the block count.
Yeah, I can feel it myself.
So this is definitely a server killer. Not good.
Gamer 101. Hey Beardie.
Hey Gamer 101. I'm pretty sure I've seen you on here before. I recognise that name.
Yeah,
Starting to get a bit difficult to remember people.
I have no list.
We're glad you could join us, Gamer 101. Hope you can be with us for a while, because the Mars build is usually pretty interesting and nice as well. It's visually very, very appealing. And these little functions we add, these little things we can do, really make it special. Jay says, is this a vanilla build? Yeah.
It is. There's no mods.
No mods at all, is there?
No. This is humongous.
Yep, no mods at all. Right, I want this to match that one when it goes round. So when it sits there, the lines sit there. Okay, so when it comes around, Ah, this isn't going to work. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Of course, it is. I'm not on the same arm, am I?
Mm.
Okay, let's use the T key because it's good to have that turned off. By default, keen. If they're watching.
One day.
So, there you go. That should be the dummy plate that goes up here. It's a shame we can't put like an aerial on there or something. In fact, you know what I would like to do? And it will fit as well, I think. Oh no, it won't because it's a single block. Originally, I did these little points. Did I do them? Yeah, I did. I had these little points I was putting here originally. Then I thought I might as well go for a turret. I could put a little point on it, but I can't because it's a single block. What can I put on there? Just one block that would look worthwhile. I don't think there is anything really, is there? Put a light maybe. That'd be a bit pointless. It'd be nice to have the you know, the interior pillars. One of them on there with a light on the end.
Yeah.
Almost like a marker light, isn't it?
Mhm.
I think we'll go for that actually. Clearance is an issue, but let's try it now whilst we're setting it all up, because then we can build it into the equation, so to speak. If I can find me, I need to clean my toolbars out. They get into a right mess. Interior, there you go. Interior pillar. I can never remember all the names for half of these, but that sits there. That's good clearance. That's good. I'm not going to hit anything with that. Let's see if it lets us put the light on top though. It won't, but it will do when we open it up. So we'll bring it around and put the light on. Let's see if we can get away with that. We should be able to. Well, we might be able to get. No, if we get both pistons activating at the same time, but at different speeds. No, because you're going to have a problem with it grabbing on that wall. But if we turn these blocks into slopes, perhaps we could. That block has to become a slope as well, which wouldn't be a problem. I might do that. Deployable solar panels. Jay, I've already placed the solar panels. And to be honest, there's no better way of doing it really, because they're all getting maximum power, even the ones in the shadow are for some reason, and there's plenty of them. Yep. So no problems there. I'm not even going to bother about having them auto rotate because it's more demand that we don't really need. And we don't really need solar panels. I just did it there as a redundancy really. Yeah, slope blocks. I think if I use slope blocks under here, I could get away with actually having this piston arrangement work so that they both work at the same time, eliminating the need for timer blocks. We can actually trigger them with the timer blocks down here. So when you trigger one, it triggers this to reverse. Pretty sure that would work. We'll group these two pistons and then just trigger it on a reverse. If it goes slow enough, it will be out of the way in time. It needs to get fast coming down, but slow going up.
Yeah.
We shall see. This will be interesting. It'll be quite smart if we actually get it working. Let's first of all get these blocks out of the way and replace them with. No, I can't, can I? Because that's going to be the angled one. Maybe we'll forget that idea then. Yeah. No, that's no good. You won't be doing that. Let's go through one after the other then. They're in separate function, but should be triggered by the initials timer blocks.
That's not going to be in the way, is it?
At the moment, no, because it's actually lined up with there. Let's trigger it now just to make sure. As long as it's out of the way before that part starts, we're good. What are you doing now?
My cat decided to jump on to my table.
You watch, you jump on the table and cause the game to be deleted.
No, he was trying to get behind the screens for some reason. Strange cat.
Maybe mirror a turret pistons. Maybe mirror a turret pistons like those ones. No need for rotor. Yeah, we could mirror the pistons actually, because you've got two timer blocks that activate them in reverse. So we just add these pistons to them as well. It's the timing though, because on that on his way down, that's going to hit it. We have to wait for that to finish before that goes out. Really, we're going to have to do we're going to have to do other timers. It's going to have to be that way, I think. There's no other way around it, really. I think it's just getting unnecessarily complicated. When we need to do that a couple more timers, not the end of the world. And I don't want to spend the whole of this stream trying to figure that out. So literally, when it times almost got to the end, this can start moving out, so we can time that. So there'll be a timer on that second block that triggers this one. Possibly. Because when it's up there, it needs to come down. There have to be two separate ones. So I'm going to need a timer, 2 timers for this to act. Oh, I'm going to need like 5 timers here, aren't I?
Damn.
Because I'm going to need one that triggers the 2 together correctly at the right timings. I can't go into that timer because it's a 2 trigger one. Yeah. Let's get this working first. Come on. Let's figure out what we're going to do. All this talk and no action, eh? I could go politician.
You can see this turret on my screen. Every now and then it just keeps wobbling out of control.
Piston cover horizontal northwest. That'll do. And then piston cover vertical northwest. That makes sense. Okay, so this needs to go to full extent. That's good, so that can go full extent. And it could go faster. So let's go for 2 meters per second. Let's go for 3 meters a second. There we go. Let's do the share inertia tensioner, that's cool. This one as well can go to 3.0.
Zeron's going. It's got going.
Hang on. That's gone wrong. Alright, Zeron, I'm going to eat now, so see ya. Alright, Zeron, take care, mate. Perhaps catch you later when you've finished eating, maybe. But see you later, mate. Thanks for joining us. I have done that one too many. I thought I counted 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 to the centre. Oh, but it already started on that block, didn't it? That's alright, it's out of the way when that comes round, so it's less blocks it's got to travel. So that's kind of a good thing. That's good. We'll use that to our advantage. So the piston horizontal needs to travel less distance. So maximum distance will be 7.5, because it's 2.5 meters per piston. Then go back to 7.5. There you go. And the vertical can now go up. Let's set this where it needs to be. Awesome. You want to come down by probably. That's actually level the top, so that's going to be 2.5 and then
0.5.
2. I think take 2 off.
0.25.
It's a bit high though, so I think take it down by 2 off the maximum. Let's have a look. Are you up there?
Yeah.
I had to think about whether you was there.
Yeah, I forgot. I was looking into the hole. I was looking at your screen. Too much.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit higher.
That's a little bit too high. You need to be higher.
A little bit too low. A little bit higher. That there is pretty much perfect.
Okay, let's give it a go. Why is that stopping there? Minimum distance 0. Why are you getting stuck? That's interesting. Why was doing that?
No idea.
Okay, let's do this one. Now, since it's got less distance to travel, I'm going to try something very silly. Let's try this. And it worked. But coming down is going to be a different matter. There you go, just watch.
Too high.
Ooh.
So I went too high.
It went too high, did it?
Let's reverse it again.
Going that way is great. It works perfect, but coming down.
Yeah, it went high.
But is that too high now?
Yeah. On my screen it is. Doesn't look like it on yours.
That's now too high. Okay.
On mine it does, but it could be because it's just bouncing. You'd have to come check yourself.
Yeah, cool. Been some weirdness already anyway. I wonder if Nova's here watching at all. I doubt it. He's probably busy trying to repair the damage that's been happened to their team.
Probably pissed off with us.
Yeah, I think he is.
Didn't even do it. I was in Mars.
And Josh has been causing us some headaches.
Yeah. Yeah, on your screen it looks too low. My screen is an high.
I can see what's happened here.
What?
I forgot about the piston travel for the piston down below. It's gone across too far, which is causing a little bit of a problem. Because the piston head itself adds something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So 7.4. That might be better.
Okay.
And now we can go for a bit more of a reliable height on here.
Grimster wants to know, did some drama occur when I was out? You could say that.
Yeah, could do. Well, first of all, Nova started moaning because something took out his ship or something, or did some damage. And he sent me a picture on Discord, and it looked like something had gone through the middle of it, basically. So it could be debris, perhaps some weapon went through, I don't know. Maybe someone on Terra attacked, we don't know. But what I do know is at the time it happened, I didn't want to advertise it to him. I was on the way scouting their base. I wanted to find where their base was on the planet, so we knew where they were. So I'll get some idea of what they're doing around the base, because I've got a feeling that they're up to something around the base, but I want to know what it is so we can be better informed. So I quickly built the Red Dwarf, which is the one on the build, because I knew it was a big ship, it's got pretty decent armour, so if I take a pounding, I've got plenty of room inside the ship to move around as a person, because that's the worst thing when you're getting shot, you can't walk down little corridors, can you?
No.
So having the Red Dwarf, I've got all that room inside to walk around easily whilst I'm being shot, so I can get out and see something to do some scouting, because we're not allowed to attack the bases, but we're allowed to scout. So I did the Red Dwarf, stuck a couple of jump drivers in it, many jumps to get there, it was a nightmare, and then I just started driving around the planet and constantly watching my hydrogen drop and drop and drop, and it was like really sluggish because the gravity on the alien was causing problems, and I just thought I'm not going to find it. Then it got dark and I was just like, right, I'm just going to fly around and try and keep myself above the horizon of the thing. And when my hydrogen got so low, I thought I'd return. I was starting to think about returning because I couldn't see anything. It was getting really miserable. All of a sudden, I started getting shot at by missiles. So I thought, well, I found the base. I came down out of control against the mountain, managed to jump out my ship, ran along some ice with these missiles going over my head, and headed for the doors to Trent's base, which were wide open, which apparently I've since found out were left open by accident. Ran into these doors, and as I was running across, there's a big turret by the door that shot me or tried shooting me. It hit me a couple of times, or hit me or blast me, the blast radius. I went flying into the base, and then ping-ponged off a wall, and then ended up dead behind a wall. It actually pushed me through the wall. So I died and found their base. Guttingly, I wasn't able to get a GPS location, but I've kind of got a rough idea where they are because I know what part of the planet I was on, but it got dark and I did a bit of flying around, so I kind of know, let's say, the quadrant of the planet. Not quadrant, it's what quadrant, that would be in the quarter, it's like an 8 for a planet. I've got an idea of what section of the planet they're on, so that'll come in handy later when we do get to attack bases. But in being there and all of Trent's turrets aiming at me, they actually, some of them missed me because I was moving and ended up damaging his own base. So Trent wasn't too happy last night when he found his base was being destroyed by his own turrets. But I did tell Trent, I said, I know your weakness. And that weakness is he will put turrets and weapons everywhere. He didn't think about how they can be used against him.
Nope.
And I didn't break any rules.
Nope.
Because you're not allowed to attack each other's bases, but you're allowed to scout. So what I was doing was scouting. His weapons shot me down, his weapons destroyed his own base. That was awesome. But then, after that happened, we found out that space is playing game for anybody. So Josh took it upon himself to really annoy Nova. So,
yeah,
it's funny.
At one point,
Josh managed to basically nick Nova's ship and return it back to ours, so he's kitting it out right now for our means. Josh is quite good at doing pirating, basically, so we're leaving him to do that. That's good.
Space is free game, apparently, so you're allowed to pretty much do what you want. It was dirty, but it was allowed.
Yeah, we went into gaming one last night because Trent wanted to go with Moan and find out what was going on. Then he realised, oh, I've actually been blown up by myself, basically. Yeah, it was an awkward moment for Trent because you could tell that he wasn't happy, but he had to sort of swallow it and go, actually, yeah, okay, that kind of happened. It's dirty, but you know, come on. I mean, Trent and Nova have been on it literally every single day for hours, whereas we don't get to go on it much. I mean, Adam and me both have jobs. I have other things to do as well.
Yeah, we have jobs. We have to work. We can't be on it 24/7.
Exactly. So, you know, when we do get on, we have to be very clever with what we're doing, and we just realise that we've got certain things, we've got a plan, we know what we're doing, and along the way, we're just going to try and see what we can learn as we go. And we had an idea, hey, how about this? Let's try this out, and it worked gloriously. There's other things I would have liked to have been able to do whilst I was there, because I've now got to jump there again and build new jump drives and new ship and all that, but it's kind of interesting. We've put them behind a bit. We've kind of made them realise that, oh, look, they're not as easy to beat as we thought they were, because Nova was given it all the big, oh, we're going to kill you, blah, 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 and now he's just absolutely screaming with anger because we took away one of the ships and got their base blown up, and we didn't even use any weapons.
Nope. We weren't even online.
David and Goliath. David and Goliath. But there you go. Anyway, let's carry on with this Mars base build.
Jay says he's so far behind, it's embarrassing. You're probably like us, you can only get on it at certain times.
I won't worry about it. I won't worry about it, because we're not too worried about Terra. Not make it an insult, but we know that the biggest threat is going to be from Trent's team. So we're just preparing for that. And we know full well that if Terra go attacking us,
yeah, then
if they win, then they'll soon have an issue with Trent, because we won't go down without a fight. So Team Terra would be crippled, and then there's no way they would beat Trent. So we're in it to win it. So if we get killed by Terra, never mind. So we're not bothered about Terra at the moment. We're going for Trent. Once Trent's down, then we can concentrate on Terra. But yes. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with this.
Alliance, Jay.
Well, I think we've kind of got a silent alliance, haven't we? I think both teams know that we've got to think about Trent first. There's no point us two fighting when we've got Trent to deal with.
Yeah, Mr. Big Head.
Big Head. He's quick to tell me. Oh, you got no chance. Okay, I just damaged your base without using any weapons. I've got no chance.
And I have a design for something that'll kick his ass at pretty much everything he seems to think is better than the normal, easy way.
Yep. And I've got a really simple design that's absolutely going to cripple everything they've built. In fact, I've got quite a few designs that do that, but when the timing's right, when the time's right.
Brewster says, like I said, may the Beardie team win.
Yep, exactly. To be honest, last night I didn't expect it to go as well as it did. If I'd known or thought it was even, I didn't even think it was going to work. I just thought I'm going to give it a try. I didn't expect to find anything. I just thought I'm going to give it a try in case I find something. And if I'd known, if I'd thought I was going to do it, I would have recorded it so I could put it on, as a video. I wish I had. I think from this point onwards, I think I am going to video stuff like that I do when it's not on the live stream. Because obviously there's things we can't do on a live stream because we don't want to give away our secrets, and this was kind of bordering on a secret, so I didn't really want to let it be seen. But I wish I had videoed it because it was so hysterical. I was just flying over. I was actually bored. I was tired. I was like, oh, I've had enough of this. And then bang, and I was like, oops. I was getting shot at by rockets, like going straight down on the hill. I mean, his defences worked. They worked very well, but I'd say too well because it destroyed his own base. Because I managed to jump out of that ship, skim across the ice, and it was like a war scene. I had all these missiles flying over my head because his turrets were too busy aiming at my ship to bother about me. By the time I got in through the base door, they then triggered it was me, and I started getting shot at, and damage was unreal. It's a shame I don't stream on Saturdays. I could stream on Saturdays from about 8 PM onwards, so I might start doing it occasionally. It's not something I want to keep myself to because I have responsibilities that weekend that go first, basically. But anyway, I'm forgetting what I'm doing here. Piston cover, horizontal and vertical. Right, I've got these lined up, haven't I? Is that about the right height? It is, isn't it? But I don't think it's still lined up, is it?
It
it's
looks like
still too far over this way.
One to go left.
It should be the same as this. Yeah. It needs to come back a little bit.
Is that your maximum then?
No, this is the horizontal piston. It's gone out too far.
This is it's its maximum though, isn't it?
No, it's not, because I've realised I placed it in the wrong place, didn't I?
Ah, yeah.
So that needs to come back probably to 7.3 or 7.35. That's probably too far now, so 7.35. How does that look? That looks about right, I think. Yeah, there we go, perfect. And now the vertical will be much easier to use.
Brewster's got to go.
Alright, Brewster. Take care, mate, and I'll catch you again soon. Been doing some digging on Dual Universe and you've changed your mind on it, it doesn't look good. Alright. Oh, that's good. I can't see me playing any other space game, to be honest. I'm too into this.
Never heard of it, to be honest.
I felt it feels a bit cartoony for me. I really like the realism of Space Engineers.
Yeah.
Timer, sorry, I want piston. Sometimes, I mean, I've got. Adam saw this. I took a screenshot of my frog on a hill. I was doing some testing, and I landed on this hill on the Terra planet, and this hill of grass. There's a tree next to me. I was walking around. The sunlight was perfect, and I looked at it. I thought, that's an awesome screenshot. I just took a screenshot, and it just also looks so good. And I couldn't see that happening on Dual Universe because the graphics are quite cartoony, I think, in a way. I've got to start learning how to talk and do other things at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, that still looks like it's a bit too far over. It does. See if I can get a 0.25 in this. Piston horizontal. Bring this down. 3.35. Let's go 3.325. 7.325. There we go. Confirm that. Reverse, reverse. Does that look like it's about right? Yeah, there we go. Right. Now I've got to figure out the timing for this one. It's going to have to be lots of timer blocks. First that one. In fact, before I do, let's stick this light on the top. Or I forget. I think it should probably be a flashing light. Should we do a flashing light or should we just do a... What are we doing here? How did that just happen? Fixed. Okay. Maybe just do a normal light like we've got on the side of the base. What is going on here? I'm in a model with me controls. I put one of those on top and just leave it like that. Just like the lights at the side of the building. There's long lights, but if I do that like that, that's quite cool. I do. It's just a marker light. If anything flies over the wall, we've got these little markers to give you an idea of how high it is at night. Sounds good, Grooster. Like I say, it's the graphical side that I'm not too keen on. I mean, there's plus and minus. I mean, this game's got its problems, but I'm happy with it. So, because I'm happy with this, it's going to be even harder for me to go to another game. I'm not the sort of person that plays lots of games. I like to stick to one game and just play it until I've had enough of it, and then I move on to the next game. You don't see me sort of like jumping from one game to another. Hence one of the reasons why I don't have any other games on my YouTube channel. I'm thinking about it, and I have actually brought a few other games, but I'm not playing them. I haven't been playing them. I brought them, I still haven't played them. So, we'll see. If Keen break the game with an update one week, then I'll be forced to play something else. So, we'll see how that goes. Well, that's what's going to go there. let's get these timers sorted out now, because this is definitely going to have to be done on separate timer blocks. So let's get the vertical reversed, and then let's get the horizontal reversed.
How's it going as well? He's not feeling well.
I'd have to leave you earlier. Last few days were hard to me, and I still feel dizzy, so no need for more sleep. Happy building. Oh, take care, Mikaz. Hope you get better soon, mate. Been lots of flus and all sorts going around, so
Yeah, we've
don't blame you. Okay, so that's where the platform is.
Going.
The click and drag custom shapes, I've seen that as well on the video, it looked quite good. But again, it's early on, so we'll see how it goes. Lots of games have their pros and cons. Right, how are we going to time this? I'd like it to be just one set of times like we did there that you can reverse, but here we can't. Unless we do a delay, so the delay would have to be this one going after the vertical. And if the vertical moves, it's going to move about half a block before that one works. Here it needs more than half a block to get down. Here it needs to move about 1 1/3 blocks before it can start pulling in. So there I need to go up by 1 1/3 blocks to be able to do it in reverse. That's not going to work. So it would have been good actually if I had that 1 block down. I had this just under 10 to hit where it needs to be.
I'll paste it in.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how I can do this in reverse. I've got to think about the top of this as well, obviously. I think I'm going to have to do them 2 separate actions. I could probably get away with 2 timer blocks because I have 1 between them. So one you'd trigger and it will start the next one.
Yeah.
But which one? No, I don't have 4 timer blocks because you've got to start it first of all. You have to have a timer block that, when it's triggered, it does the piston and has the next timer queued up. So I'm going to need 4 timer blocks for each, or for this in total, 2 each direction. And then what I'm going to have to do somehow is tie that in with that one being used. So when that gets to the bottom, it needs to trigger the correct timer block, which we won't know. I'm going to have to literally have an up and a down timer block to use rather than one you can toggle. I prefer to have a toggle function, you see, because you can just assign 1 button to it. But if I have to have 2 separate timer blocks, 1 for up, 1 for down, then I'm going to have 2 buttons for it. So I'm just trying to think how this can be turned into a toggle. There isn't really a way, I think, unless I get involved with timings and stuff of, well, speeds of pistons. Jay, I could write a script that does this, but I don't want to do scripting. I want to keep it to the standard blocks and find ingenious ways of using them.
He does enough scripting throughout the day.
Yeah, I spent a day doing scripting. I don't want to spend time doing it on this.
Oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there are scripts that I like to do on here. What were you saying just now?
What? Nothing.
I said I spent a day doing scripting. What did you say?
Sort of.
Sort of. Well, yeah, I did oversleep. I did sleep in a bit. Alright, but I still did a lot of scripting.
No. When I was awake at 5 in the morning, he was in bed.
Yeah, and?
Well, I was at work till 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I had the added worries of being a boss. I run my own business, so, you know. I don't ever finish work, me. I'm always working.
I run my own unit.
Ooh.
I was pretty much on my own, right? But still.
My dad's a bigger twat than your dad.
Oh, I don't know about that one. That is a pretty big twat.
We could put a slope block there that would save the top of that. That would go a kind of angle and then go up. It still doesn't solve the problem with that activating straight away, because going up isn't so much the problem. Going up is easy. Coming down is the problem, because that has to be coming vertically down quite a bit before it can start moving across.
Yeah. That's why I play games.
Yeah.
My work isn't like games, or it's just manual labour.
With IT, it's mental labour. That's the frustrating thing. I wish I had a bit of physical labour because I could help lose some weight. I tell you, since I started my company years ago, I can't remember how years ago it is now. I think my company's officially been. April will be 4 years officially that my company was inaugurated, but I was self-employed for many years before then as well. So for them last, I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 10 years, my health hasn't exactly improved. I need to start getting out a bit more, that kind of stuff. But that's all going to be happening, so it's all good. But yeah, you notice when you sit at the computer a lot of time, you do start noticing things about yourself change. Not necessarily for the good. But, you know, it's the ups and downs, isn't it? I've got the convenience of doing what I want when I want, with the inconvenience of being a bit heavier than I want to be. Oh, I can't get my head around this. I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to do a timer block between the two pistons, which means I'm going to have to do some kind of trigger switch. I want to be able to toggle it. That's the problem. I'm really trying to get my head around how I can toggle this. Not heavy jolly. I've not become that jolly yet. Well, my kids would tell you that I have become jolly like that. They keep telling me now that I'm getting fat, and it's like, thanks, boys, thanks. Thanks very much. Love you too. Oh, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of how I can toggle this. Well, one timer block there. Every time I activate, it will toggle these correctly. Perhaps I can toggle using that whole on-off scenario. Remember how we disable certain timer blocks?
Basically, have them both running. And you toggle one on off.
Yeah. So I have 5 timer blocks. I'd have two for up, 2 for down, and one that is the one that toggles. And every time you run it, it turns off 2 of the timer blocks before it calls them. So therefore, it calls all the timer blocks for both actions, but only one will get activated because it's now been toggled. That would work. Let's go for that. Although, if I remember rightly, we tested this before, didn't we? If you start a block compared to trigger a block, one gets done, the other doesn't. I just can't remember which was which. Can anybody remember? That even makes sense to anybody?
It does.
Basically, if you turn a timer block off and trigger it, or turn a timer block off and then start it, when you turn it back on, one of those blocks would then actually start working. It's because the trigger and the start have different values, so one will actually be remembered, one won't. I can't remember which one it was. Either way, we can sort. You think start is the one that gets remembered?
Yeah, well, it's got a delay of like 1 second, doesn't it, after you start it?
Yeah, so
whereas trigger starts.
Yeah.
I think it's that one.
Yeah, J. Murray says sensors. I possibly could do it with sensors, but I think that might be more of a headache than doing it this way. Let's carry on with this. I've got my 5 timer blocks there. Let's give them a go. Right, so timer. They're the last 5 we placed. In fact, no, because they've been duplicated. So I've placed 5. That'd be 20. So 29, I think, is the highest number. There isn't a 30s, is there? So I've placed 20. So number 9 was the last one. So number 10 onwards. Number 10 should be one of these we see here. Off. On, there you go. Number 11 should be one of them. No, it's not, because it's every 4, isn't it? So 1 and 14 should be one of these, and then 18 will be one of these, and then 22 will be one of these, and then 26. Awesome. So let's name these. Okay, so timer block. Cover northwest. Toggle, that'd be the toggle timer. This one will be cover northwest, and this will be up 1. This one can be cover northwest up 2. And then this one cover northwest down 1. And then this one can be cover northwest and down 2. Okay, that should give us what we need. Okay, let's come out of here and go back in, and it'll group them together correctly. So timer northwest, there we go. So basically the toggle will be an immediate start anyway, but set up the action. So the first thing it's going to do, let's do timer northwest. Right, we want to, so we shall toggle block on off, toggle block on off, toggle block on off, toggle block on off. Okay, so all 4, so there's 1 and 2, 1 and 2 for up and down, but all of them to be toggled the opposite of what they are. So what we do so that it toggles correctly is we now go to say, oh, it's currently down at the moment, so I need to have down turned off so it doesn't get triggered. Saying that, no, because they're going to be turned on, aren't they? So we need to turn off the up, which is actually what we want, because they're going to be switched on when it starts. So toggle that block off, toggle that block off. So when we activate this toggle block, it will turn the up ones on and the down ones off, meaning then that when it triggers both the up one and down one, the only one that will actually work is the up one, which is what we want because it all needs to go up. Does that make sense? I hope so.
Yes.
Good, good. And did
Probably
you just say
only to
yes? Sorry?
Probably only to me.
I think they'll keep up. They're a clever bunch. Right.
Test.
So let's get the up one working first. So up 1, delay can be nothing. And then it needs to be triggered anyway, doesn't it? So that's not a problem. The setup actions, the first thing it's going to do is the piston horizontal. It will extend it. It's important that we tell it to extend and don't just literally reverse what it's doing, because that's how you can start losing control of things. That's extending, and then we want to activate the timer for the northwest up 2, which is that one. We want to start that one because that needs to use the timer. So number 2 for up. How long do we want it to be to go out? Let's count how long that takes.
About 2 seconds.
But let's do that now. Let's trigger this first one, which is off. So let's turn it on quickly. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 seconds. But we could start it going up after 4 because of that clearance we've got there. So let's say for 4 seconds. So let's turn that one off again. Should bring that piston in quickly. Verse timer in W. Right, so the up 2 is off at present. We can't set what? Hang on. Interesting. The delay can be set on that one, but on this one, even when it's off, can't. Oh, because it's currently running. Ah, because it remembered. So start does remember, off doesn't. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so we reckon about 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And the action will be the piston vertical. How does V? Oh, it's got V in cover, hasn't it? So that would be extend. Awesome. So that's that one done. And now for down, the first action for down will be the vertical. So let's go for piston vertical retract, and then we want to trigger the timer for down 2. So timer and down 2. We shall start that one, and that down obviously needs to be based on the time it takes for that to go. So let's extend that one out a second. That one. And then we'll count how long it takes for this one to come down to the point where it can start retracting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's count. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 2 seconds, I reckon we'll do it. So let's bring that back in again now. Oh yeah, I reckon 2 seconds should do that. Timer in W. So down to a delay of 2 seconds. Up the actions, and this will trigger the piston horizontal to retract. I believe that's the job done then. So down are both on because they'll be turned off when it runs. That's off, and the toggle is now set. So let's set up these actions again. So we've toggled them. Now we need to activate both of them, but they need to be triggered so it doesn't remember, because otherwise it will go nuts when it starts up when they're turned on. So timer in W, we need to have go for the one up, needs to be triggered, and the one down needs to be triggered. Basically we're triggering both the up and the down motion, but before we do that we switch one set off, one set on. So basically only one of these will actually work, and because trigger isn't remembered when they're turned on, it's not going to cause a problem. If we've done start, then when they turn back on the next time, it's just going to go nuts. So doing it this way should work now. So we now have one timer block, which is a toggleable timer block. So this one here basically. So if we now run this, it should work. Oh, I feel like saying a Hannibal saying, I just love it when a plan comes together. If we don't know what Hannibal is, it's off the A-Team. Okay, let's try the other one now, see if this works. So toggle now, it's now coming back down. If you notice, 2 of the blocks are turned off, the 2 that would... Ah, hello. Is that server speed? No, something weird just happened. Okay. J Morris is sexy. You can tell he works in IT. Things like this, like, whoa. I'm the same. It's like, oh, it works. Some programming for, you know, because this is programming really, and it's on an objective level. This is programming. The way you work these terminals out like this. This is a kind of logic in it. And any guys in IT that do programming are like, very nice. But why has that stopped there? That's what's interesting me now. That shouldn't have stopped. And there's nothing there to stop it from moving.
Does it you reverse it? The timer to come back, is it not long enough?
The timer isn't stopping it. Once that's been told to retract, there's nothing else being left to do. So that should retract all the way. There's no reason for that not to go any further. The only thing I can think of is if this was told to be turned off, but it shouldn't be. It's on. Current position 3.3 meters. Max and minimum. 3.8 this time. There's something is stopping that from going all the way back, and it can't be that block. Unless that... Is that? No, it's not catching, because that would actually be here. There's an invisible block where that is. But something is stopping that from coming all the way back. That is very strange. Okay, let's see what we can figure out of this. Some more debugging to go on here. Piston horizontal. It's on. Velocity 3 meters per second. Maximum distance 7.3. Minimum 0. Let's stick that minimum. Just making sure it's in there. It's getting stuck. So reverse, it will go full out to 7.3. Reverse, it should go to 0. Sticking at 4.7 this time. It's getting less each time, isn't it? Interesting. Now the other day, I think it was on... No, it's 3.9 now. Oh, now it's moving out a bit more. The other day, I think it was on the competitive server, when I wasn't on the stream. I was finding timer blocks. No, it was on the stream, wasn't it? I was doing the timers for the airlocks. Now either I was losing the rag a bit on that one because I was getting frustrated with trying to do something that was taking me ages. But either me or the timer blocks were changing what I'd put in them. Let's see if they're changing anything I put in them. Retract, start. No. Retract. No, that's fine. This one should be the toggle off. That's trigger now, that's correct. Set up actions, extend, start. Extend. No, that's fine. So it's not that. I'm wondering then if it's something to do with the strength of the pistons. Sometimes upping the strength fixes it.
Yeah.
There you go. That was kind of it. Problem is, I think this actually becomes an issue. Let's take it to 75,000. Not too sure why that matters, because it was working earlier. So since we've added it to the timer block, it's now an issue. But yep, that works now. Okay, let's commence the sexy timing sequence. I have to call it that. Timer block cover NW toggle sexy. Right, trigger now. It's much faster going in and out now because it's got more power. It can use. In fact, yeah, the weight of it, because it was 3 meters per second, it was going quite slow, wasn't it? Now we've put more power behind it, it can move quicker, so we don't need to have such a delay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So we can go to 2 seconds on that easily. At the moment, it's 4 seconds, I think, if I remember rightly. So the up number 2 is on 4 seconds. Let's change that to 2. Okay, so let's go back to toggle. And that, yes, moved in just nice. That's cool. So down's perfect. Up. You could even start it there actually. Go for 1 second. I'm tempted to improve the strength on the vertical as well. Let's go for this. I'm going to set it to 1 second because you can start going up whilst it's moving, and it's 1 second less that the hole's open. And let's change the piston vertical. We'll make the strength better because I think they can go faster. Oh. There we go. Okay, let's now try this timer again and see how much better that is. Okay, let's try the out one. Let's just start going up. Awesome. Spot on. I like that a lot. Okay, so basically we now have 2 timer blocks that we use to trigger this. We could actually trigger either of them and make it trigger the other one.
Just the one.
We just have to decide which one we want to be the start. So
I would say door down. Turret up.
The problem is we do actually need to do a delay, so we might have to do another load of timer blocks with more ons and offs, because when we want to switch them around, this one has to activate and then that one has to activate after a certain amount of time. When we want it to go the other way around, that has to activate first and this one after a certain amount of time. So we're left with the same scenario that we had here, where we need to use a number of timer blocks. Not a problem, it works nicely. Perhaps we should just do that. Simple solution, we know it works. Let's place some more. So basically we want 1 timer block which is a toggle, and then 2 more which are the ones that are the time. In fact no, we don't need the timers. We just need 1 timer block. Just 1. Yes, we need just 1. And this is why. If we go to timer, let's find the one that we've just placed. It should be 30.
Yeah.
There you go. So this one here is going to be the timer block northwest turret control. There you go. That will be no delay, silent. Now what this is going to do going to first of all time NW. It's going to turn. It's going to toggle the on-off feature of the toggle button, that one there, and also the NW1. That was it. 'Cause that's a toggle as well. Toggle block on-off. So those two have been toggled. I'm going to need 2 timer blocks, aren't I? Yes, I am. Just realised that. So now I need to trigger whichever one. Actually, no, I just need to add a toggle to the end of the other timer block. Thinking this through now. So this one's switching one on, one off, and then it's going to trigger both of them. Okay, so now I need to trigger the toggle and trigger the NW1. That's right, and that started them two, so I can leave that now. That's all I need to do. I think. Thinking this through. So if I've toggled it, it's turned off. Right now I need to have the toggle one turned off. Timer NW. So the toggle one needs to be turned off. Now when I trigger this, now, the control one, it will turn that one off and this one on, and then this one will come. This one will retract. So what I need to do is the end of this sequence needs to activate that one, which is currently off. So it needs to turn it on, it needs to toggle it, and then activate it, but also toggle this one. No, it's not going to work. Ooh, this is difficult. I need to just add one more timer block and continue it after this one. Yep, I'm going to have to do that. It can get very confusing.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little. 34 would be that one. Okay, so timer block. It's northwest, wasn't it? Northwest.
Yeah.
Turret. Control 2. Okay, let's close that and go back in. Let's get all the ones we've got, so I'll make sure we're not losing it there. Timer NW. Turret control 2. So this one here, start the action. It's done all those, and whichever one of those two triggers, whichever one's the longest time, we'll wait for the second one to run. So NW control 2. There we go. So we shall start that one. Okay, so what's the length of time we've got? So on this one, it triggers the up, which is 1 to 2 seconds, and then we've got the time it takes itself. So we could say for 4 seconds, I think. Let's change that to 4 seconds. And then what this needs to do is literally the same as the other one. Basically the same as time block 1. We can't make time block 1 loop because it'll just keep doing it. So this is a start-stop kind of scenario. So timer NW, we need to therefore switch the toggles. So that one there needs to go to, I've got a feeling we don't need to do this on the first one. I'll come back to it in a second. Toggle block on and off, NW1, toggle block on and off, and now we need to activate them. And that's it. So if we trigger it now, that one will be turned off, this one will be turned on and activate. When it finishes, that one will be turned off, that one will be turned on, and that'll activate. That'll be up. When we trigger it again, yeah, it'll be turned off the opposite way around. So we need the first timer not to toggle. We leave the toggle into the second one. Too much toggling going on, if that makes sense. Have I just broke your head?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
So that toggle can go and that toggle can go. We only need one toggle. So whichever one's on at the moment, which will be the last thing that happened, that makes perfect sense to me. Let's see, that one needs to be on because that was the last thing that would have happened. Whereas this one will be off because it was the last thing that happened. Right. Let's see if there's a glimmer of hope to my thinking, because I'm pretty sure this is it now. So, let's trigger this and see that it works. Good timing with the music there as well, I think. There you go. Now let's see if it works the other way around. Oh, that is actually ultra sexy, isn't it? Jay Murray, contain yourself, mate.
that is nice.
See, that's what happens when you put a little bit of programming logic behind simple timers. That is actually rather nice. Oh, getting a warm fuzzy feeling inside from that one. But that's enough of that. Yep, that works. That's awesome. That's... Rude Goldberg would be proud. Yeah, I really like that. Problem is now I've got to try not to keep toggling it, because I'm going to want to keep doing that now. I'm going to resist. I'll resist. We need to duplicate that. No, that's really good, but I don't want to duplicate it. I can't be bothered to. I have to leave it for another time. Oh, it's going to have to be changed anyway, I reckon, because when we save the game and load it again, that's not going to quite work the same way. We have to change something somewhere. I'll wait till then, and then we can duplicate it. But the sun's going down, which gives us some impressive visuals, and this little spotlight will start working and we'll start being able to see it. I think we'll get on now with doing the oxygen farms. No, you can't see it from a distance anyway. Maybe we should just put a corner light standing up on that block, because they can see them from a distance. But then again, we'll have the lighting bug where it will start glitching out.
Yeah.
And you need to see it when you get close anyway, didn't you? That's good. We'll leave it there. That's cool. Why not put 2 pistons on the end of a rotor? Why would I want to in the first place? Look at that. Look at that shadow. I do love that when you can see the detail in the shadow. Pretty impressive for the engine on this, actually. Right. Let's wind up this game even more, add even more blocks to it. The oxygen farms. Let's get them in, because we need oxygen generation using the farms, because it's kind of the way it would be done on Mars. Now, I was going to put them all around the edge, standing up like that. I think every single block around would be a bit over the top. But I do need to change the blocks they're sitting on to be conveyors.
Yeah.
I think if I place them every now and then, so that one there, because if this is a turret, we don't want it shooting towards the base, so having it straight behind is fine. That can go there. And then have like a gap of so many, then have another one. That way they've got, sun can get to them. We don't need that many of them, I don't think. If I put it every single block, that's a bit over the top. So I think I'll space them out. So I'll do this by placing the conveyor junctions where I want them to be. There'll be one there, let's say 3 blocks, then put another one. 3 blocks, another one. I think that's a good spacing. Then sort of go 1, 2, 3, perhaps that one. Yeah, I think that's good. I've got to try and keep my head on this though, because 1, 2, 3. I've already lost it, you see. That one. Was it that one? It was that one. Luckily, it's repeating it around there because I have got cemetery mode on, haven't I? Yes, good. But I'm going to do 1/4. Why not just 2 positions on the inner rotor, like a propeller arrangement? Propeller arrangement for what? Well, I don't understand what you're making. I've made this gorgeous, sexy mechanism here, and you want me to put rotors on it? What? You crazy? You're crazy. 1, 2, 3. So let's put one there. Let's do the same here. 1, 2, 3. So let's do that one. 1, 2, 3. So let's do that one. One, two, one. So let's do that one. Again, basically, isn't it? Like this, and then again 1, 2, 3. Get that one in the middle, and then yeah, let's do that. Come on. That one, it wasn't. Okay, so from here, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, and from there. I think I'll go with that. How does that work out over here as well? So I'll get rid of that one. 1, 2, 3, and put that one there. Okay, now as we get towards the middle, we need to make sure we're not going to end up with them bunched together. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then that one there. 1, 2, 3, and then one there. Just do one there, I think. Go for that, or that. Yeah, let's just go for that. Yep, we'll do that. Okay, let's go over here and finish that one. So I did 2, 3, and that one. 2, 3, and then that one. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. Did that, didn't I? That was it. That looks different for me. What type of memory is? Oh, there you go. So that's good. So that's all the placements. That's all the places we're going to put these on. Now we need to make sure they're plumbed up underneath. So let's go underneath and make sure that all of them. Because if I remember right, when we deleted them, there was a space underneath. So we should be able to see the underside of all of them.
Should be able to.
That one there, no. But that can be fixed because what I'm going to do. That so that it holds and allows conveyor to go through. We'll do that. That can be connected to that one. That can be connected. That can be connected. Yeah, I think we're good. Can all be connected nice and easy. And then I've got to do the same again here because it's only repeated on the one axis. Cool. Right, so let's put these underneath because obviously I need to basically be a T-junction, which you haven't got with those pipes.
No, sadly.
The thing is, you did T-junction, you didn't have to do like a 90-degree T-junction as well for corners. That's lots more, but we just might as well just use this.
Yeah.
Not like you're hindered by options, it's just the, what do you call it? A visual thing. What's the word for it? Not visual. Aesthetics. That's the one.
Yeah.
Keeps pausing every now and then. Jay, I'm not ignoring you, mate, but I am ignoring you. I'm not doing anything to that turret. It's perfect. Right, there we go. Now we can add the other blocks. So 1, 2, 3. Come on. There we go. Now let's add curve. And now let's go back to the straight. Come on. Curve. Now to the straight. Come on. This is going to be the awkward one. I have to change around here, aren't I? There you go. Should I do this one? Oh, let's keep it nice and neat and tidy. That way. That way. Every now and then it pauses a little bit, and if I'm not careful I end up pressing the button at the wrong time, placing the wrong block. All these lovely green lights appearing. Come on. Yeah. Really is not liking the size of this build, is it?
No.
I just really am hoping and praying that Keen will make it more than able to manage it. Otherwise, this build could be a lost cause. Otherwise, it's still an example of what can be done. I mean, it's not like it's crashing the game.
Not yet.
Not yet. We still got to do quite a few buildings as well yet. But I think, to be honest, when we're past 50% the size of the build, once you add the buildings to it, it's only going to add like another third to the size of the build, I think. Oh, I see what you mean, Jay. Yeah, see in the end. Yeah, trying to make his idea to be better than mine now. And competitors. Don't pick on me. Instead, try and make a better version of Windows, because we need one. Windows has really done my head in lately. My boys are over at the weekend. Decided to get them the latest version of a farming game they like to play.
Yeah.
Because I like driving tractors. And I couldn't save my settings at all. Every time I went into the settings menu, the graphics were the lowest. The annoying music was coming on the menu. And I was like, I've just told the settings not to do that. Yet it kept doing it. And I've had this problem before on some games because Windows makes all your folders read-only, basically. So the game was unable to actually save because it's not allowed to. Now, it's stupid, and it doesn't even matter if you turn read-only off, it still puts it back on again. It doesn't matter if you run an administrator or anything. And it seems to be that Windows is absolutely taking control of my C drive, which is my SSD, which is what I had the game installed on.
Yeah.
To make it work, I have to install it on my D drive. Even though the settings file is being written to the C drive, I have to install the game on my D drive with admin rights so I can then run it, and so that it's able to actually save settings to my C drive, which is the one which is right protected in the first place. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's my PC Windows, and if I want a folder not to be read-only or to be read-only, I'll blinking decide. But no, I'm not allowed to. Even though I'm able to get into the settings, I'm able to change the settings, and I save settings and apply them. It says it's applied them. I come out and go back in, and it's back as it was before. Windows, whose PC is this? I've paid for an operating system.
Yeah, it's not right there, is it?
I know. I really do hate Microsoft for that. But when you look at the alternatives, yeah, Linux is good. Linux is great. But when Adobe Photoshop make a version for Linux, and when all these games that I like playing work on Linux, then I'll go to Linux. And don't even get me started on Apple. I think suicide would be the top of my list rather than using Apple. That might seem a bit extreme, but it just shows you my views on Apple.
You don't like Apple?
What made you think that?
No reason.
I've always said, if you're going to name your technology after a perishable fruit or vegetable, don't expect the business to do very well. Think about it. Apple? Blueberry?
We're going on about pies.
It's true though, like apple pies are gorgeous. They're yummy things, but they don't last forever. You try eating an apple pie that's a year old, it ain't going to be very nice, is it?
No, I'm not keen on cooked apple though. I don't know why, just not. Rusty. I had that problem with Space Engineers last week. It took over my C drive to put the game on a hard drive. No problems yet. Apple is fish.
Yeah, I don't know, Windows does weird stuff lately. There was an update, I think it was the creators update, the full update, whatever it was. That did a lot. A lot of people complaining that it ruined their save games and stuff like that. And that's the farming game that I had installed prior to the one I put on this weekend. Was working fine until that creators update. So I'm guessing I need to move the directory it's installed in. But I really can't be bothered. I'm going to uninstall it anyway because I've got the new version. So, which is slightly addictive, this farming game. I haven't got any interest in putting the seeds, ploughing, that kind of stuff in this game. It just doesn't intrigue me. But I do like driving the tractors around. It's quite groovy.
Is it farming sim?
Yeah, it's the farming simulator.
Which one?
2017.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, my boys are mad on tractors. They're only young. They're mad on tractors, so...
Frogbane says farming sim is supreme.
It is awesome. I have got my issues with it. I mean, it looks visually quite nice, and I've actually seen... What actually got me really excited at the weekend was seeing a video on YouTube. This guy's got access to this UK mod. I think it's called Old Shire Farm or something it was called. Old Brook Farm, something like that. Some guys made this mod. Basically, it's based on, I think it's Hampshire in the UK. He's got it photorealistic, and I've got to say, it does look real. It looks so good. The roads are real. You've actually got fences and hedges around your fields that are real. It is actually photorealistic of this area in Hampshire. It's spot on. Farms look amazing. You can go inside them. You've got actual doors on your garages and stuff like that, on your barns. You can actually use simple things you think would be there in the original game. Now, I saw this on the video and thought, oh, I'm getting this, so I got hold of it, installed it, and I thought, oh, where's this UK map? Turns out it's a mod, and that the game creators, Giant, haven't actually approved it yet, so we're still waiting for it to be released. I don't know how the guys got hold of it. Obviously got hold of it through the guy that made it, but I wanted the UK map. So I thought, okay, for now we'll just play the normal maps. And the normal maps are rubbish. They're just nothing like it. You've got no fences around your field. You just drive wherever you want. You can literally drive in a straight line anywhere you want to go to. There's only the occasional tree that will stop you. And it's just not realistic. The roads are stupidly wide. It's just there's no difficulty, if you get what I mean. So yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing this UK map, and when it does, I may consider playing it a bit. I don't really have the interest though in doing the whole planting stuff. I just like driving the vehicles. But then I don't know, when you get the workers and you get the combine harvesters, well, that's quite cool, I suppose. I don't know. I'm semi-interested. I mean, it's like Euro Truck Simulator and the American Truck Simulator. I do like those just because I like just chilling while I drive. Usually with the radio on. If I stream that, I can't because the radio is, you know, copyright issues. But I might just do Euro Truck Simulator on my channel. I might do. To be honest, the reason why I don't play it, the big reason, is because I don't like track IR. Because if you move your head to the left, you've got to put your eyes to the right so you can still see the screen you're looking at. So to me, track IR doesn't make sense. Track IR, by the way, if you don't know, is a program you can use either with sensors or with a webcam that basically tracks what way your head's looking. So if you're looking at a screen in front of you and you want the camera view to look to the left, you move your head to the left, the camera view moves to the left. So it doesn't feel natural, but it does. You can look to left on demand easily with your head, but when you move to the left, you've got to move your eyes to the right so you can see what you're looking at. So it's a bit annoying. I've got 3 monitors, and trying to make that game span across 3 monitors, it works and it doesn't work. And my 3 monitors aren't all the same size because of my work, so it's a bit of a hit and miss. But I do really want to get myself a HTC Vive, so that's my solution. I'm going to get myself a VR headset and I'm going to play ETS in VR, which will be awesome. And they've just announced the HTC Vive Pro. So I think I might hold out for that because it's not going to be long off apparently until it comes out. I was about to go and buy a HTC Pro at the end of this month, but I shall hold off for the a normal HTC I was going to buy at the end of this month, but I'm now going to hold off for the Pro, which hopefully should be a couple of months away, going by what they're saying. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'll play space engineers with it.
You know what? As crazy as that would be, I think I'll have to give that a try. Ah.
Frog says your channel's coming along nicely.
Yeah, my channel, I'm surprised at how well it's doing. I say I'm a little bit concerned that I'm only doing space engineers, but at the same time I'm kind of liking it. People know what they're going to get when they come to this channel. But at the same time I feel that I should have some other games. The problem is what I like and what other people like are 2 different matters. I like to please the viewers, I like to put games on they want to see, but if I'm not enjoying playing it or I don't get into it, it's kind of no point me doing it, because a lot of this is because I'm doing it out of my own interest and for my own gaming pleasure, as well as obviously doing a YouTube channel. That is pretty cool actually, I think.
I like it.
I'm tempted to put a light on top of each one as well, but nah, it'd be a bit overkill. But that looks alright, it does. You know, it looks decent. Quite like it. Yeah, I guess you're right, Jay. Yeah, that's the one thing I like about Space Engineering. It's the engine. I think that's why I don't go off to the other games, because there's no other game out there that has the engineering dynamics this game's got. Doesn't matter how much you argue it out, this game has got the physics to an extent, but it is about engineering, hence the name, Space Engineers. People go on about having food, and it's like, really? You know, when I'm working myself in a garage or fixing something or making something, food's the last thing I think of. You know, I'll be working in a garage all day. I'll go up early in the morning, I'll work in the garage fixing my car or something. Comes 6, 7 o'clock at night, it's starting to get a bit cold. I think, you know what, I better go in now, it's getting a bit late. And I think, oh, I haven't eaten all day. Engineers don't think about food. I mean, come on.
Oh, I think that might... Is that to do with the Beardie bot?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Trent, obviously, you talk about, I don't know if you realise, yeah, Trent and me do stuff together on a stream sometimes, and hence we're doing the competitive survival, the group survival, we've done stuff in the past. Yeah, that's just a little verse that my Beardie bot says. I think I should have probably put that one actually there, really, but nah, it'll be alright. I've got to slope it off anyway, round it off, so it'll work out nicely, because I haven't actually altered the shape of this pattern, have I? I've actually built on it. So rounding off will be okay now. So yes, I'm liking that. And from the inside out, it's almost like a hedgerow, isn't it? But just not totally. I wonder how many there are. I wonder if it sort of helps work out like degrees of angle or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 24 to a quarter.
Not bad. Fair bit.
Did you say you made Taurus without a symmetry mode? I did this with symmetry mode on. Donut, as we call it.
Yes.
Yeah, I did this with symmetry on, and that was hard enough with symmetry on, so don't even think about doing it without symmetry on.
God, no.
That's looking good. We've still got to do 3 more of these turrets, because obviously symmetry mode doesn't work past the piston or the rotor. But we have them... Oh, if I remember rightly as well, we've got an issue, because some of the mechanics we've built are going to be in the floor, so I actually need to do a bit of mining anyway. Yeah, so that's worked. But down here there should be a piston and stuff, so that's sort of messed up. So we'll have to sort that out when we come to that, no problem. The concept's there, so we can just duplicate it when we finish everything else. Just want to get as much of the big stuff done as possible before I spend too much time on the details. Last one to check, just make sure what's down there, make sure we've not got any fires or anything. Yeah, it's all good. So we'll just mine them out.
This place is huge.
It is, isn't it? I mean, this donut shape here, the Taurus, it's 161 blocks wide. That's large blocks from side to side. So from that block where my crosshair is, not the bit sticking out, but the actual end, from that to the other end opposite is 161 blocks inclusive. It gives you an idea of how big this is. And height-wise, I've not even counted, but I think it's a bit more than 161. I think. Yeah. Look at that, that takes you up to about there. That's half of 161. So no, actually maybe it's a bit less than 161 in height.
I reckon. Even with under the ground.
Yeah, what's that I'm seeing there? Is that where we've mined away under the ground and it's glitching? Or is that just your light? Is that your light doing that?
No.
But that's your spotlight, that's the terrain. Oh, that's not your spotlight, is it?
No, I'm over here, look. Hello.
So what's that light coming from? Is it just a glitch in the game? There's a lot of light coming out of there, isn't there?
I think it's a light glitch.
Oh, it's a light glitch. Actually, it's a light. Yeah, it's a light on my frog. That's what it is. That's on the elevator. That works awesome. We haven't used. Come on, let's get on the elevator. Let's get on the elevator. You get on the elevator, Adam?
I'm coming.
Where should we go? Let's go up to the top level, or level 2. It's not quite a top because you can't go to level 3 from the elevator. You have to be called up. Security and all.
I'm glad this still works, I will say.
Yeah, I am as well. It has to be checked every week, I think, after the update to be sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a ship there. The gyros are active. The landing gear is on. The thrusters are on, and it's not causing a problem with the lift.
Nope.
That's progress. That is really good. And this lift has got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 wheels that are actually pulling it up, as well as I think it's one large thruster. Was it, or was it loads of small? I can't remember now. What episode?
Large.
Yeah, I think it is. What episode did I build the lift? Over quite a few of them. It was quite a bit of an intense build trying to get to work. We did quite a few changes and revisions.
Yeah.
It slowed down for a bit then. I think there was some issues a bit further down with damaged blocks possibly. We'll have to go over that. Are you behind that wall, or did you go underneath? You went underneath, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, this is the highest you can go up in the lift with these buttons. There is another level above which you can only get to if you're called up from above, because that's the control room in the dish up there. So that will take you up there, and you can actually see the lights go up the side of the glass panels. It takes you up to the dish. The dish itself has got 2 floors. The lift takes you to the bottom of them 2 floors. But we can go up there. Let's go up there as well. Let's take this up. We need to do some work up there, I think, but we've got to work on this floor by floor. We said we'd work from the bottom upwards.
Yeah, we did.
You getting a lift again, or are you staying up there? Here he goes. Lift button number 3. Level 3 buttons, sorry. So we don't want that, do we? If I remember rightly, it's the lift control I need to go to. Probably about lift cooler, level 3, run. There we go. It takes us up to level 3 now. J-Mo wants to switch to Team Mars.
Why?
Because he realises how clever we are. I'll tell you what, I cannot wait for the finale of the old competitive series. I really can't.
Oh yeah.
Once everybody realises what we're doing and what our big plan is, they will all just be like, yeah, okay. I want to see Trent's cam. I've got to see it. Trent's got to be streaming when it all happens. I want to see his face. So yeah, so this is our dish. So we've got 2 floors there, and on the outside we've got the single part, which we've still got to obviously figure this out how it's going to be. At the moment, a lot of this is beams that are just there just to hold it together until we just figure out how it's going to be. And in reality, you're the only one on Team Terror. Who is your captain? Are you the captain? I think it was Gilgamesh, wasn't he? Wasn't he meant to be the captain because he was the first one on?
Not a problem, Drog.
Yeah, no problem, Drog. Welcome back, mate. So yeah, so there's a lift in the bottom section of here. There's all the top parts of the lift. It's quite involved. We've got the wheels here. We've got the remote controls which control the levels.
Yep. GPSs.
GPSs. They work on GPS, and obviously you've got one for each level. So that one at the end there is for the basement. That one's for ground level. Then you've got level 1, 2, and 3 where we are now. So that one just took us to here. If you hit level 1, that one will activate and go backwards.
Trug says he didn't know you did collaborations. I would love to get him on one of those.
Trugbain, we could certainly sort it out sometime. There's quite a lot at the moment. We've actually put my solo survival and the group survival on pause whilst we get competitive done because it's quite demanding. But once the competitive's over, they'll resume. But yeah, we can certainly sort something out. That'd be good. Adam himself and myself have decided that we're going to do some bits together as well. Now Adam's got his computer in the game. We're both quite similar the way we like to build stuff, so we're going to come up with some decent builds.
Definitely.
We like the technical side of things as well, so we get some good stuff brought together. I might even build
without having to use mods or
scripts. Keep it vanilla.
Possible.
Yeah.
Scripts only make lag, so if you can do a problem without a script, even better.
Yeah. And if you're going to do a script, do it properly.
Yeah.
This is the frog before I did the fix the light, because one of my lights is the old yellowy colour, one was a slight blue hint. Xeon lights. But never tomorrow. I need to finish my frog. I have a script I'm doing on my frog. Talk about scripts, not using them. But I've actually got a menu system script. Have I got it on this one? I can't remember if I've got it on this one or not. I think I have, haven't I? Well, I've got the initial part of it.
Yeah,
no, it hasn't, has it? Yeah, it's not up.
The older version.
That's the older version too. I've got well, if you see on here, I've got LCD screens. Let's get in the cockpit a second. I've got 4 screens, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. At the moment, they're using the Auto LCD2 script. which I will keep because it's awesome for getting information. But eventually my script will have the bits I need. But on my script, I put on the latest version of this. The first screen is like a menu system, 1 to 9. 9's generally the back key, so you press 9 to go back a menu, and then that way, on the hotbar here, you've got 1 to 9. They are literally run program block 1 with the default argument 1, 2 runs default argument 2, and so on. So that way it means you can turn your HUD off, and you'll have everything you need in this view, because down there it will tell you what menu you're on, and you press the key that it tells to activate what it activates. So it could be going to another menu, or press 9 to go back a menu, and then whatever you have in that menu, it could be turn thrusters on and off. As you press that, the other screens will update accordingly. So if, for example, I've got the drill attachment on the front, it will detect that, and it will change it to the drill menu, and then all the drill specs will be up here, loads, that kind of stuff. That's the idea, that it's all involved. But once I've done that script, I'm then going to back off a version of it that's very generic, stick it on the workshop so people can use the menu system easily. I'd like to actually have a system where you can build the menu from the menu. So if you haven't got a menu set up, the menu will actually be helping you set up a menu. So you can choose what you want to do for each one, and then once it's set up, that'll be your default menu. That's the idea. It could take a while to get completed to that level, but it's all doable, and that's something I'm working on. But yeah, I will actually upload this with that menu that I fit on here, menu that's custom for the frog. I will upload the frog to the workshop when it's done, which shouldn't be too long now.
The frog's not there for me.
It's not there for you?
No. It's there on your screen. I can walk into it, I just can't see it.
Oh yeah. You need to do an F5, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's cool. I think I'm tempted to build up here now. Now we're up here, but we need to stick to the rule that we're starting at the bottom and working our way up. The reason why we went to the ring was because we needed to set up the oxygen setup, which is why we did the to the bottom. It's the basement. Yeah, the reason why we started doing work on the ring was because we needed to set up what we were going to do about the oxygen setup. That's why we went to the oxygen farms. But then that led on to the solar panels, and then on to the turrets, and we got carried away, as always. Someone else took over Tim. They need to make some major improvements. It's a crazy long script for what it is. I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong, what it does, it's great, but I've got my issues with it. And if a script doesn't allow you to move something and keep it there, it's not good for me. It's nice that it's running it, you don't need to touch it, but if I want to go in and make changes and move something somewhere, or have something where I want it, without having to go in and change the settings of Tim, it's no good to me.
Not really.
Yeah, exactly. Adding names to stuff's a pain. It really is.
Yeah, that's where this production plant I'm making, it can make pretty much all components at the same time. So you're always producing everything, whereas Tim can only make one component at a time, what you need, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam's putting together a little build of production plant basically that kind of works better than Tim when you're not using any scripts.
It works. I've had it working in my own little world. I've got to build it in survival. That's the fun part. I'm going to build it in the competitive. So, and it should kick Tim's ass. Yeah, he could, basically. Basically, it's in-game technology. You'd be surprised how simple it is.
Yeah. Just some logical thinking, really, isn't it? Just to get it right.
Oh yeah, just to get all the parts working how you want it to work, so nothing stops. Oh, I'm a rover guy. Yeah, you are a rover guy, unless you go too fast and turn too quickly and destroy yourself. I remember that one.
Right, let's get. Have I got a cemetery on? I have. Good. I'm going to put this back wall in because one, that foxhole's going to be causing problems for the server when we're down it, and two, we need a back wall now.
I think I'm the one who told you to turn your steering down, I think, Trog. I'm just going to fall to my death. Oh, I know what. He had his steering really tight, really too much, and it basically every time he turned, he just rolled over. So it was like, if you loosen it a little bit, it might just work a bit better. And his speed was too high as well. Wow.
I'm still gutted about that mini build we did, the mini base.
Why
So is it the small ship mobile base? That was it, because it worked great. We had that awesome door on it, but when we went to put trailers on it, we found we could put loads of trailers on, but they just wouldn't follow properly, would they? They kept glitching out and the connections messed up, and it was a shame because the concept was awesome. Look at those lights.
Good to know, Trog. Yours or mine?
No, lights from my ship, because one of them's blue, one of them's yellow, so you get this weird contrast. So you can see, like, over there's a yellow tinge, there's the mix, which is more white, and there's the one that's blue. The base that's what's telling me if I turn the blue down half, I'll get that white look. Yeah.
Bible,
I'll tell you, look at it, you can just about make out that that one's yellowish, that one's bluish. Obviously, because it's closer to the pillar, it blocks out one side, so you get the flip. In fact, my shadow's also, one's blue shadow, one's the yellow shadow. Pretty cool though. But seeing as we've got, sorry.
Beardie, you knowing me, how many hours would you suggest I've played from knowing what I know?
400 or 500 hours.
52 hours.
Oh, I thought you meant.
Yeah, that's what you would assume.
Assume, yeah,
but
because
52 hours is the amount I've played.
Yeah, that's still quite a lot considering you only got it last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You've played it for more than 2 days in a week.
Yeah.
That's bad. When do you go to work?
5 in the morning.
Jay, yeah, maybe catch you later, mate. After this stream, which we was going to do 2-hour streams, that's actually come to 2-hour mark now, isn't it? Really? Perhaps it is a good time to stop then, actually, because we've not started anything else yet. But we was going to do a 2-hour stream tonight, which is now pretty much it. And then we was going to go off and do some off-stream works on the competitive series because we've got to get our master plan in order and do bits and pieces. So that's what we're going to do. Well, yeah, so basically we're 10 o'clock now. We've been streaming for 2 hours. No point starting anything else, I guess, then. We're going to be in the basement on the next episode, so 1,300 hours. I'm on, I think I'm getting close to 1,100, but that's not actually my total because I had this game before it was on my Steam account the way it is now. So I think I'd racked up something like, no, 400 or 500 hours, I think it might have been. Can't remember what it was. I never really paid much attention to it, really. But what I do know is my value isn't really a true reflection of how much I play the game. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there, guys, because say the 2-hour stream we're planning on, it's just hit 2 hours, and we've finished doing what was doing on top. We're down here now in the basement, ready to carry on the basement. We need to bring the oxygen pipes in from outside now. We know what they are. Start putting some oxygen tanks in here and some oxygen generators in one corner. Yeah, that's where we'll start with on the next stream. We'll probably do it tomorrow, actually, I think. I like doing the Mars build, but we'll do it tomorrow. Trogbane, mate, perhaps send us a private message or something and we'll get chatting about something, see what you do, come up with some ideas.
Just about to say that.
Yeah, that's cool, that's cool. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there, guys. As always, thank you very much for joining us on the stream. It's always great fun with you guys on board, and your input's always appreciated and helped, and it's gone a lot into these builds. Yeah, if you've liked it, please do leave a like. If you're able to share, please do share. It definitely helps. I'm really trying to push this channel now. We shall soon have a supporting website, along with details on the persistent world that is in the process of coming together. Server spec has been decided. It's just a case now of getting it all put together, really. So I shall be keeping you guys updated soon with the website information and how to sign up for the persistent world if you're interested. But yeah, if you've watched this for the first time, please do think about subscribing, and if you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell icon. But I've been Beardie.D, and this has been Adam, and we shall catch you again tomorrow, 8 PM GMT. That's 2 hours ago, it was 8 PM GMT, so wherever that time is in your place, be there tomorrow. Take care, until then, good night.
Yeah.